Hi, I'm Greg Gorman. I live in Hollywood, California. I've worked as a personality and fine art photographer for the better part of 50 years. We're going to do a little bit of a lighting demo today, both with a guy and a girl. And I'm just going to talk you through a little bit about how I see a face and access what angles I think work best and how I want to play up the better angles in the highlights and the worse angles in the shadows, or at least find which angle of the person's face is best suited for my photography. And one of the things when I'm teaching that I tell my students, if they have a 15 or 20-minute window and it's their time to take a shot, take 15 minutes of your 20-minute session and spend that time on getting your light set, getting your readings, getting your model comfortable, being in sync with your model, making sure everything's right, and spend 5 minutes to shoot your picture. I always start with a single point light source. If I'm shooting someone, I start with the light right in front of the person's face so that I'm looking at their face very subjectively with no real opinion, whether I'm looking left, right. I want to see the person just direct on. So starting in close with a person allows you to build a relationship. Then when I pull the camera back, one, I know what I want to play up in the highlights, play down in the shadows, and I can direct you because I've built it from starting in close. I look for which side of the person's face is the stronger side, and I have the person lean into the pose. So if you watch my head, if my head comes back this way, you see I kind of lost the strength of the pose, but when I lean into it, it's much stronger. You need a little bit of fill under your eyes, and I want to open up the shadows here because they're just a little bit too dark. That's nice, that looks great. I think she looks terrific, but I think it's probably maybe a little too much fill for my style of photography. Right there, that's good. Warm eyes. So I think we're looking terrific now. So you can see here, I've got a very nice ratio of the lighting now, I think. Really good. Got nice detail in your shadows, but the balance of detail that I would normally have in a photograph. The beauty is working with continuous light, you see exactly what you're getting, and it's for teaching, it's been an excellent tool because being able to see what they're doing with a continuous light makes all the difference in the world. If I was shooting this for a model photograph, I would light it totally differently. We're shooting this for an acting headshot, so we want him to have a movie star good looks, and that's kind of where we've gone. Let's open this shoulder up to me a little bit more. There you go. And turn your face back into the light. Right in there. The idea of working with hair light and any sort of extra light outside of your key light is you never want to draw attention to it. If your attention draws away from the subject to either a hair light, a background light, or whatever, then the picture's not as successful. So those are things you want to just forget about. You want to just be focused in on the actual photograph itself. I do not want to say, oh, that's a nice rim light. I don't really, some people like that. It's a little too overstyled for me. And it's amazing to think that clear back here, I'm going to see that Neo at 1%, which is pretty unbelievable. Those little lights are powerful. Now I have a feeling I'm going to be right about where I want it. Absolutely perfect, very subtle. Let's go back so you can see where we were. We're there, you can see it's a little bit more, and there's where it's way too much. We take it down now to this very subtle, but it gives me just a nice break. It's something when I'm teaching that I express an importance to the students is to find your own voice. Today, nothing's new. You're not going to find a new voice, but you need to find a direction that people can identify with your own work when they see your photographs.